Alright. Welcome to another one about BumpmyStump's World of Tanks Random Farts videos. Random Farts, it's a video where it should be random thoughts, but my thoughts smell like shit, so I call it Random Farts. You know what I mean? I ain't a very smart man. See, and I've recorded this video 3 times too, I tell you. 3 times. I said things I shouldn't have said the first time, so I said, I better not say that. The second game, I messed up right off the bat and said the wrong tank name because I'm an idiot. The third one, I went through the whole video, got it all done, and realized I didn't hit the record button. So I talked to her, did all of it, everything else, and I'm at the end, I'm like, did I not hit record? We're on steps. I'm in the T110E5, and Tier 10 game, obviously, and one of our Tier 10s decides that he's going to pull up to the back of the map and sit on the railroad tracks and do nothing. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Optics up. Searching the area. He's got a heavy tank. Tier 10. Premium. And he's out back with the optics up staring for trees. Staring at trees 4 meters in front of him. This is what you get sometimes, people. And sometimes this is why you have the games where you just get 3 or 4 players that don't do anything. Because you have players in this game right now that do this right here. You got a T95 over there who hasn't moved out yet, but he eventually does. So you can't, he was AFK for the beginning. You had to take a crap. Who knows? This guy didn't. This guy is here. He's not AFK. He's just sitting back there, swinging his turret around, staring at piles of dirt and trees and telephone poles, and let's go over some of his stuff right now. This guy's in a Tier 10 premium tank that he purchased, obviously, because if you go over his stats, he only has 2 non-premium tanks, and they're both Tier 1s. He has played 19 tanks total. 17 of them are premiums. Think about that. You could say at the beginning, well, I'll give you some of the tanks he owns. He owns a Valor, obviously, a T95 E6, a Diamondback, Stockade, STG, Patriot, SU-130. That's just the Tier 8 ones. And you could say, well, maybe he won a few of those. Maybe? No. Because he only has, there's no way he could have ground an op like the Valor with a T1, a Tier 1 prototype. The American prototype, or the I don't remember the other one he has. I'll look at the end, we'll see. But he has 19 tanks, and the only 2 that are not premium are Tier 1s. So this person entered the game, played a game or 2 at Tier 1, and then said, I'm going to spend $100 on a bunch of tanks, or 200, whatever he spent. He's got, like I said, 17 of them, so he spent some money. You would think, well, maybe he won them. No, you just don't have enough for all these ops and stuff you get that Wargaming gives out. Can't imagine. Maybe you could, but I can't imagine you could win a bunch of tanks only playing Tier 1 games. It's impossible. Maybe there's a few out there that get so many wins and you get a war chest, and he just happened to win a Diamondback. That's a possibility, I guess. Maybe, but I don't think so. But we have players like this in the game. Top tier heavy, and here he's sitting on the railroad tracks doing absolutely nothing. And I have a pretty darn good game, and if I had a quality player in this tank right here, we probably would have won this, because RNG was on my side. This is one of those games where I couldn't do any wrong. I mean, I did. Eventually, I fucked up and got smacked by a 4005, which I never even knew he was there. So that's all on me. I was having a good game, and then I made a boo-boo. And I screwed the rest of my game up. But if this guy right here was a quality player and had come with us over there and done even 15 or 1800 damage or something, 2000 damage, it could have been a whole different game. But instead, we've got this guy that plays Tier 1 and said, I just want Tier 10 tanks. Tier 7, I want to buy a bunch of premiums. And this is what you get. he's got 4 light tanks, 3 of them are premiums, 7 medium tanks, 5 are premiums, 5 heavy tanks, all 5 are premiums, and 3 TDs, and all 3 are premiums. So the only thing he's played is like 2 light tanks. Maybe 3. Maybe there's been another one. I don't know exactly. I think so. I think it was maybe 1 medium and a couple lights. And then bought a bunch of, premium tanks. He gets smacked right there. I wish he had blown up. Just because it really is annoying to have games where these are your teammates. And I know it can't be controlled. Wargaming can't. There's no way. There's no feasible way to stop someone from spending their way to a tier 10. If they want to do it, they do it. But I don't know, maybe they could implement something where, I don't know, I don't have the answer. Throwing out stupid suggestions is just stupid. But it is random farts, so there has to be someone out there smarter than me that could come up with a way where players like this don't get tier 10 tanks. Or don't get put in games with the rest of us in their tier 10 tank that they, bought. This guy has 7,500 games played. So he's not a noob. He's played his premiums a lot. 7,000 games. He's only been in the game, I want to say, let me see. He's been in the game for 140 days. So he hasn't been in the game all that long. Really, in the big scheme of things. 6 months. Not even 6 months. And he's played 7,500 games. I've been in the game for 6 years, and I've only played 12,000 something games, I think. A little over 12 and a quarter thousand, maybe 12,500 games in 6 years. Now, I know I don't play as much as a lot of people. But this guy's got over half the amount of tanks, games under his belt than I have. I mean, he's got more than half as many games under his belt in 6 or 7 months, 6.5, 7 months, whatever, than I have in 6 years. And you would think, well, he played a lot of games really quick, and it's not the amount of time you're in the game. It's not the overall years you're in the game. It's how much you play makes you a better player. Playing makes you a better player. Not in this case. 7,500 games, and this is what you get right here. How do you... I'm going to record the ending here. I kept this on here because it's kind of cool. Our last surviving tank decides that he's going to get squished like a bug. I thought that was kind of funny. That's why I saved it. I could have stopped it right at the very end there. But I had to have something good in the video, right? I had to have something good in the video because the rest of the video is all about shit. The rest of the video tastes like shit, looks like shit, smells like shit. Must be shit. Taste it. Taste it. Tastes like shit. If you don't know that skit, go find it. It's funny. But he, 3 shots fired, 2 hits. He did 838 damage in 2 hits. Imagine if he had done 10 hits. The game could have been a completely different game. But we don't get that. We get the 2-hit wonder. We get the one that just sucks. So when we look over his stats, you can see that he's all red. The personal rate of 4,200, 7,507 battles, 515 for win 7, 512 for win 8, 424 for win 8 console, and 585 for efficiency in 7,000 games. That's not a good player, guys. And it sucks to have players like this on your team. I was going to say before that, well, maybe it's a kid playing in his parents' account. No, it's not. This is the players you get sometimes. And I don't know how Wargaming could fix it, because, if they want to offer tier 10 tanks that you can purchase, you can't look at someone and say, well, you can't purchase it. So, I don't know, maybe they could put an algorithm in there that you only get a player like this every once in a while. I don't know. There's no way to, like I said, brainstorming me with this. His win 7 is so bad, it's blue, but it's not -17 For some reason, it showed up blue. You might think, it's blue, that's good. No, it's minus 17 in the last day or whatever. How can this person have so many tanks? Because they're all premiums. Because he just bought them. You look at his tank list, E6, Valor, T78, Diamondback. Look at them all. They're all premiums except for two. T22 Prototype and the T1 Cunningham. And he's got no real battles in either of them. I think he's got, 36 battles or something? I don't know. How many games does he have? Battles in the Prototype. 7. 7 in the Prototype. So he's put in 7,000 games mostly in the T-34-85, the Stockade, and the T-95-E6. I don't understand how these players can be in the game. But I get them. I get them all the time on my team. And it sucks. It really sucks. And I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. But if you ever see Sony, what is his name? Sony something. Sony E something. Sony E Boars on your team, just know that from the onslaught, from the minute you start playing, you're down a tank. He actually, I can't go any further. It just sucks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Remember, when that Battlefield ones, hopefully he's on the red team.